Well, on to our other big political story, Narendra Modi's Clean-up Act on the motto of minimum government, maximum governance. Well, this has raised several eyebrows considering all those swept aside are UPA-era officials. And if one didn't think that this was vendetta, a DoPT letter issued to all ministries proves it all. Here's a full report.
If there was any doubt of a witch hunt against UPA-era officials working in the Government of India, it's now been removed, with this letter issued by the Department of Personnel and Training that comes directly under the Prime Minister's office and is responsible for all appointments within the government. Dated June 19th, it states, and I quote, "It has been decided by the competent authority that any officer, official or private person who has worked earlier in the personal staff of a minister in any capacity for any duration may not be appointed in the personal staff of ministers in the present government." Until Friday evening, we knew of the existence of a circular that asked all ministers to have appointees cleared by the DoPT. But this letter makes it explicit that anyone who served under the UPA government within the corridors of power is now banned from being reappointed with the NDA government. It started with the abolition of some 30 groups of ministers. Then Rajnath Singh's choice of personal secretary Alok Singh was struck down because he happened to have worked under Salman Khurshid. Then came the disbanding of the Planning Commission. And this is what explains it. Is it insecurity or plain vindictiveness? Regardless, an unhealthy trend is being set with bureaucrats who Prime Minister Modi promised to protect are paying the price. Their previous jobs being construed as misplaced priorities, perhaps. Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Well, the United States of America is removing all stops to woo Prime Minister Narendra Modi these days. In the latest, two influential congressmen have sought an address by Narendra Modi to the joint session of the US Congress. While no dates have been announced for Modi's US visit yet, it is widely expected to be around September when the United Nations General Assembly session convenes in New York. A letter by Congressman Ed Royce, chairman of the House of Foreign Affairs Committee, and Congressman George Holding to the Speaker says that India has emerged as the most important partner for the United States in the South Asian region, adding that US-India relationship will be one of the defining partnerships of the 21st century. The letter stresses on the fact that the US must now work closely with Narendra Modi to strengthen bilateral relations. Modi's predecessor, Manmohan Singh, was the last Indian Prime Minister to address a joint session of the US Congress when he visited Washington in 2005.